flick the ignition on for me, please. Can't get my camera to focus. There we go. And then start the engine for me. I'll just go to the back. Camera focus is playing up. A few more revs for me, please, Cap. First drive with the 1994 MG RV8 with Christopher this morning, and he's going to give us some feedback on how the car is, drives, performs, and feels. So ready when you are, sir.
Right, we just left Little Clacton, we're entering Wheelie Heath now. It's a 30 mile an hour limit. We're doing 30 miles an hour in 5th gear, and the car's bumbling along at idle revs. It's such a torquey engine, it doesn't mind going slow. In fact, it will pull away at low 25 miles an hour in top gear up a hill, if you really are mean with your fuel. On a run on a motorway, it's one of the criticisms of this car was that the driver's seat and the passenger seat were too high, so anyone over 6 foot tall was at the top of the windscreen in their line of sight. So I'm 5'11". There's absolutely no problem for me.
Perfect. Thank you for that. How does the gearbox feel now that the car's warm? Specifically, like changing through the gears, and is there any crunching, any grinding, anything like that, or?
There's no gearbox noise. The gearbox is the old SD1 Rover gearbox, 5 speeds, and it runs in hydraulic fluid. You have to remember, if you ever break down in one of these, not to be towed without disconnecting the prop shaft, so it's best to get a piggyback home. If you do, then it wrecks the 5th gear. I don't exactly know why, but having owned 2 Rover SD1s, I know that's correct.
Whoa. How's the braking?
Braking's good. Braking's a lot better than my MGB, which has new brakes, new discs, new calipers. This car's brakes, they're the standard brakes that cars built with. They're better than the MGB.
Cool, perfect. I think that more or less covers everything. Thank you for that, much appreciated.
The air conditioning, this car was exported in Japan in 1994, came back in 2000 to the UK. I've had the air conditioning taken out, removed, the compressor's been removed, and the cast iron bracket that bolted the compressor to the engine was hugely heavy, so that's been removed, so quite a bit of weight's been taken out, although the roll hoops weren't standard. The car didn't come with the roll hoops. They're pretty hefty, so I think the car is probably the same weight as when it was built. So instead of the 2 air intakes in the front bumper around the front valance, it now has 2 spotlights. So the car looks like one of the home market UK cars which were built with spotlights and had no air conditioning. So the air conditioning was only in the Japanese exported cars. So that's the only other thing I needed to see, really.
Brilliant. So we've just been over, or we're down quite a bumpy road, and we mentioned that suspension's changed. Can you just tell me how the car's riding and feeling over those bumps and undulations?
That is the bumpiest stretch of road in Essex. There's another stretch just like it down here, and again, it's far better than the MGB GT, and that car has had its lever arm shocks renovated, restored to original. No, it took all those bumps very well indeed. So it should. It's got 4 SPAC shock absorbers, which I had fitted in 2012, I think. Coming into Great Bentley now. Great Bentley has the largest village green in England.
Stunning. Perfect. I think that more or less covers everything, unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
The exhaust.
Yeah.
Is a single box exhaust from Clive Wheatley. So the one exhaust silencer is on the rear, and the 2 pipes exiting the rear exhaust silencer are 2-inch. The original one was 1 3/4 inch, so it has better exhaust flow. The 2 catalytic converters were renewed in 2015, I think. I put them on for MOT purposes and then take them off to preserve them because they're quite expensive. So they live in the roof of the garage most of the time. The car's wearing them at the moment because it's got an MOT on the 9th of October coming up, and it won't pass MOT without them. Coming into Great Bentley now. The car's doing 30 miles an hour. We're back in
appreciated.